Hi everyone, welcome to ZyNerd's NEET PG 2022 information series. In the previous videos, we looked at the sequence of counseling starting from All India Round 1, State Round 1, followed by All India Round 2, State Round 2, and so on till the stray vacancy rounds. We also looked at allotments in each of these rounds, in All India Round 1 or State Round 1. And if you're not allotted in each of these rounds, and you decide either to join an allotted seat, not to join an allotted seat in each of these rounds, how it impacts the eligibility of the further rounds. So from All India Round 1 to State Round 1 or State Round 1 to All India Round 2, etc. is what we saw. And we covered till All India Round 2 in the previous video. In this video, we will be looking at the scenarios that arise when you are attending All India Mop-up and State Mop-up. And we will also look at All India Stray Vacancy Eligibility. So how will this be useful? At the time of All India Mop-up, when you fill choices or after you are allotted, you will get to know from this video what will be the impact in state rounds and what will be the impact in further All India rounds if you join, if you decide not to join, or if you're not allotted. So we'll have a look at the sequence first, just a brief recap. All India Round 1 followed by State Round 1, All India Round 2, State Round 2, and then All India Mop-up starts, and post that State Mop-up is supposed to happen. In most of the cases, All India Mop-up and State Mop-up are one after the other, in the sense after All India Mop-up results are out, State Mop-ups are supposed to start. But there may be a parallel or an overlap in terms of timelines between All India Mop-up and State Mop-up. Some states may release their results if All India Mop-up gets delayed, etc. This is a very rare thing, but usually you can assume as of now that All India Mop-up results will be published, and then you have your State Mop-up results or processes happening. Post all these, you have the All India Stray round. We'll come to that as we move forward and look at All India Mop-up and State Mop-up scenarios. And the first thing that we need to understand is when you are participating in All India Mop-up, you will not be holding a seat in hand. One, if you have joined your All India Round 2 seat, you are not eligible for All India Mop-up. If you have joined your State Round 2 seat, you will not be eligible for All India Mop-up. Whether, anyways, you will not be able to resign your All India Round 2 seat, so that resignation possibility doesn't exist in All India. In case a state allows resignation of State Round 2 seat after joining the State Round 2 seat, still you are not eligible for All India Mop-up. The Supreme Court had interpreted this last year and had clearly mentioned that your participation in All India Mop-up is only if you had not joined a State R2 seat or an All India R2 seat. If you joined and post that you resign a State R2 seat, still you are not eligible. Now with this in mind, we'll get into All India Mop-up scenarios. The first query that comes in is, if I am not allotted a seat in All India Mop-up, that is the first scenario, you are not allotted, will I be eligible for further rounds of All India and State? Yes, you will be eligible for All India Stray Vacancy round. There will be no fresh choice filling though. Whatever choices you fill in All India Mop-up will be taken up for stray and will be considered for processing. And there will be no impact on State Mop-up eligibility. Already you were eligible for State Mop-up, you will continue to be eligible. Already you were ineligible for State Mop-up, you will continue to be ineligible. So that this does not impact State Mop-up eligibility. If you are not allotted a seat in All India Mop-up, you will become eligible for All India Stray Vacancy round. The Stray Vacancy round in All India can be either offline for deemed universities or online for All India quota and the other DNB and other institutional quota seats. The second query is, if I am allotted a seat in All India Mop-up, this is a very important one. If I am allotted a seat in All India Mop-up and I join the seat, will I be eligible for any other counseling? This is very clear. As per rules, once you join a seat at this stage, you will not be eligible for any other counseling. If you join an All India Mop-up seat, you will not be eligible for any other counseling. And your All India Mop-up is the final seat. In fact, you cannot resign the seat too, and you will not be able to. Your the list of all those joint candidates will also be shared with states, and they will not be allotting. They are not supposed to allot you in any other counseling. The third possibility is, you are allotted a seat in All India Mop-up and you decide not to join the seat. For some reason, you had filled in choices which should not have happened, but you filled in choices and then you decide not to join the seat. Will you be eligible for AA Stray Vacancy round? No. If you are allotted a seat in All India Mop-up, you will not be eligible in Stray Vacancy round. Whether you join the seat, like in scenario 2, or you don't join the seat in scenario 3, it doesn't matter. As per rules, once you are allotted a seat in All India Mop-up, that is the end of All India counseling. You can either join the seat or not join the seat. That doesn't matter. You will not be eligible for stray vacancy round. The fourth scenario is, let us say I am allotted a seat in All India Mop-up and don't join the seat. Will I be eligible for further state rounds? It is the same as the third scenario. The query is whether we will be eligible for the state round. So you're willing to opt for the state round. This is a very tricky one in the sense there is no clarity on this. MCC also has provided only a matrix, but without clarity. Some states, for instance, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, West Bengal, Kerala, Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh, debarred All India Mop-up allotted and not joined candidates. Allotted candidates, all allotted candidates, irrespective of joining or not joining, were debarred from state Mop-up, which means once the AA Mop-up allotment list is out, these states would take up the entire allotted candidates list and they would debar them from their state council. So be very clear about your choices and be very clear whether this is the same rule in these states this year when you're filling choices for All India Mop-up, because you will not only lose All India stray vacancy eligibility, you will also lose these states state counseling eligibility if you are allotted, just allotted in All India Mop-up, and even if you don't join, you will lose eligibility. But the many other states just debarred All India Mop-up candidates who joined their seats. So other than these 6 plus a few states maybe which we have missed out, many of the other states debarred All India Mop-up joined candidates from state Mop-up allotment. So once you join an All India Mop-up seat, in those states you will not be eligible for state Mop-up allotment. So let's be very clear. The most important things here are, once you are allotted a seat in All India Mop-up, you will not be, once you are allotted a seat, you will not be eligible for All India Stray. Once you are allotted a seat, in some states, you will not be eligible for the state counseling, and in some states, you will be eligible for the state counseling. Next, we come to the state Mop-ups. State Mop-ups eligibility now depends on which state you belong to, because in some states we said if you hold an All India Mop-up seat, you are allotted an All India Mop-up seat, you will not be eligible. In some state, in any case, if you are joined an All India Mop-up seat, you will not be eligible for state Mop-up. In some scenarios, your state Mop-up may be in parallel with All India Mop-up too. The sense you will fill choices together and the results will come one after the other. In those cases, your eligibility is not defined by All India Mop-up because you would have already filled in all the choices. Now, what is the query from many candidates is, if I am holding a seat at the end of state round 2, will I be eligible for further state rounds? So this is a scenario where the candidate is asking for an upgradation from a state round to health seat to the state Mop-up, which is usually the next round, which is round 3. Now, this depends on state. Some states allow upgradation from state round 2 to state Mop-up. Some states don't allow. So now, in fact, some states don't call R3 or phase 3 as Mop-up at all. They call it as round 3, just round 3 without calling it a Mop-up. The 5th round or the 6th round is what is called a Mop-up in some states. So forget about everything in terms of terminology, etc. If you are holding a state round 2 seats, your eligibility for the next round, immediate next round, which may be a Mop-up or round 3 or phase 3, whatever it is called, depends on the state. Some states do allow. Check this year's rules on whether this has changed or not, and then take a call. We will also come up with state-based rules once the prospectus for this year is shared. In some states, even in the prospectus, this is not mentioned. Only at the time when you are joining the state round 2 seat, you will be able to know this information. So we will have to wait for that particular timeline to know whether eligibility exists or not. So let's say I don't hold a seat at the end of state round 2. Will I be eligible for state further rounds of counseling? That also depends. Let us say you don't hold the seat at the end of state round 2, but you actually were allotted a state round 2 seat, joined and resigned. In that case, you may be ineligible. If you are joined and resigned, you may be ineligible. If you have never been allotted a seat till the end of state round 2, yes, you would be eligible. Usually somebody is not allotted at all from his or her choices, and then wants to move on to the next round, they will be eligible. But remember that if you have joined any state round 1 seat or round 2 seat and then resigned the seat for some reason, some states don't allow eligibility in the further rounds at all. So your state round 1 choices and state round 2 choices become very important for eligibility for further rounds of counseling. Keep that in mind. Obviously, all India R2 candidates or joint candidates are not eligible for state mop-up because they cannot resign. We know this. This is the most crucial rule in the entire counseling, and this is based on Supreme Court orders. So all India R2 joint candidates are not eligible for state mop-up. In some states, AA mop-up allotted candidates are also not eligible for state mop-up, which means the reason why we are emphasizing it here is that just because you don't hold a seat at the end of state round 2, don't consider yourself being eligible for state mop-up. It may be a case where you did not hold a seat, but you were allotted in All India mop-up and did not join, but still you become ineligible just because you get allotted in the All India mop-up. So don't miss an opportunity in state mop-up by filling in choices that you do not wish to join in All India mop-up or any of the previous rounds. Ensure that if you fill in choices that you wish to join, ineligibility there may be an ineligibility rule just because you filled in a choice and you did not join for further rounds. For in this case, like let's say in All India mop-up, somebody fills in a choice just randomly and doesn't join, the person loses eligibility for 4 or 5 state mop-ups, one of which he may be actually eligible for and would have got a better seat. So always fill in choices which you are willing to join, and that is the right approach. Decide your choices right from ground. The last round is usually the stray vacancy round. At state level, the stray vacancy rounds there may be other rounds too, like an extended mop-up, round 4, round 5, special prior to stay. There might be other terminologies used, etc. There might be institutional level rounds where seats are surrendered back to the institutes for allotment at the institute level. But so we will not be very clear about number of rounds, etc. Unless this year there is intimation on these rounds. For whatever information we have on the states from last year, we will keep sharing it on Stray and Mop-up and in subsequent videos or subsequent information that we share in the Telegram group. What we know is a stray vacancy for sure happens for all India seats. So after the mop-up, all India, usually state mop-ups happen, and then all India stray vacancy happens. In some cases, some state mop-ups and other rounds may be running in parallel with all India stray. So all India stray is actually split into 2 different counselings. One is online stray vacancy round, where for all India quota, DNB, DU quota, AMU, BHU, and IP quotas. So who is eligible for the all India, and the other one is the offline stray, which is for deemed. We'll come to the offline stray at a later point in time. Now we'll look at online stray. Who is eligible for all India stray vacancy online round? Any candidate who has attended mop-up. So you should have attended all India mop-up here and filled in choices. You should have filled in choices in all India mop-up and was not allotted a seat. We said here, if you are allotted a seat and you join or don't join, you are not eligible for AA stray vacancy. So if you should have filled up all India mop-up, you should have attended all India mop-up, filled choices, and was not allotted in all India mop-up, these candidates are eligible for stray vacancy. The catch here is fill choices too, because unless you fill choices, your choices will not be processed in stray. Stray choice list is the all India mop-up choice list. There is no fresh choice filling in stray. Your choices of all India mop-up will be directly used for stray allotment processing. So you will have to fill in choices in all India mop-up to be eligible for stray. And second is who is not eligible for all India stray vacancy. Candidates who were not eligible for all India mop-up round, like AR to join, state R to join, whoever. So those candidates will not be eligible for all India stray vacancy. Those who did not register for all India mop-up. For instance, you were eligible through revised cutoff, but you did not register. You did not register in all India round 1, round 2, round 2, and then you still were eligible for mop-up, but still you did not register. Such candidates will not be eligible for stray round. Candidates who registered but did not fill choices, we said the same choices will be taken up, so no choices processed there. And candidates who were allotted seat in all India mop. These 3 categories are not eligible for all India stray vacancy round. There is a query. So let us say I am not allotted in all India mop-up. My choices were filled, but I am not allotted, and I get a seat in state mop-up. I want to end my counseling with that seat. Will I be able to opt out of stray vacancy? Why should I be allotted unnecessarily in stray when I have decided a state mop-up seat, decided to join a state mop-up seat and continue with it? This is unfortunately not possible. Basically, an opt-out option out of stray vacancy online round is not possible. Last year, the choices were processed by default. All the AAQ to IP quota choices were processed by default. And even if you had been allotted in a mop-up state, even if the candidate was willing to opt out, this is not blocking. Remember, the candidate wants to opt out, knowing that he or she has got a state mop-up seat. By actually following the process, but still they were not able to opt out of the stray vacancy round. So this was an issue that many candidates faced, and this happened last year. We have many have requested for an opt-out option this year. Let's see if it is provided. Otherwise, your choices will be processed and you will be allotted some seat in stay round. And the other stray vacancy round that happens is offline for deemed universities. Here, the earlier choices are not considered. Those choices will be null and void, and you go to a deemed university when they notify, and you on the basis of merit, the deemed institute is supposed to allot seats as per merit in the stray vacancy offline round. Who is eligible? Can anyone go and attend those stray rounds? No. Any candidate who has attended All India Mop-up and was not allotted a seat in All India Mop-up. So basically, forget this fill choices part. Some may not have fill choices, but still were eligible. So basically, you should not have been allotted a seat in All India Mop-up. You would be eligible for offline stray. How will this information be shared? MCC will share this information of complete list of vacant seats in deemed universities and also the list of eligible candidates for deemed universities, and those candidates can approach the deemed universities for the vacant seats mentioned. Who is not eligible for All India stray vacancy round? Candidates who are not eligible for All India Mop-up round, like they couldn't attend because they are AA R2 joined or stray R2 joined, sorry, state R2 joined, and who did not register for All India Mop-up at all, they are not eligible. Candidates who are allotted seats in All India Mop-up round, we mentioned that those candidates who are allotted did not join the seat, doesn't matter. Once allotted, you're out of stray round. So if you are looking at a deemed institute, a good seat in a deemed institute, while you are filling choices for All India Mop-up, ensure that you don't fill a choice that you won't join. Unnecessarily, don't fill a choice and without thought filling just a choice, such a choice will result you in losing an opportunity of getting a seat in offline stray. You will not be eligible at all. You would see very good seats, even very good seats that are available in offline stray. So always fill in choices that you wish to join. So this is pretty much what we have on the entire counseling, basically the different rounds and the rules and eligibility for each of these counselings. What will decisions taken after allotment, how will it impact the further rounds? This has been in detail. Before we end up this entire thing, the only thing that we would like you to understand is that at any point in time, we always suggest that fill in choices that you wish to join. It is very easy that way to fill in choices that you wish to join, and then if you don't get those choices, obviously you can move on to better options, usually in further rounds. So don't get ineligible in a state or All India without understanding the rules by filling in a choice that you do not wish to join and then becoming ineligible because you did not join the seat. So there are many states which have those rules, and at different stages these rules change. Clearly understand the rules and take upon. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can look at ZyNerd for the complete closing ranks information of last year for taking these crucial decisions of whether to move on to the next rounds. You will have trends of 2022 in detail for you to take those decisions. Look at ZyNerd.com, explore what is possible after registering. You can explore through the video or the links shared below. We have the videos on what is available in ZyNerd. Just explore those and then take a decision on joining ZyNerd. We hope that it will be beneficial to you at a great level, because almost 90-95% of information that is available in public is available in ZyNerd. We have gone beyond that to verify most of the information as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope this was useful. Please share it with others and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.